Please be quiet. Okay, to check it, where did the squares go? They just disappeared. No, they did not. They're in here. If you FOIL it,
The two x's
x times x
is
x
squared. Got it.
Outer, x times negative 8 is negative 8x. Inner, negative 6x. And then your last, negative 6 times negative 8, positive 48. And then remember with FOILing, you always want to squish your middle terms.
Nice question.
So x squared minus 14x plus 48, and you're right back to your original problem. So you know that you did it right. So they didn't disappear. They're there.
And would it ever be longer than this, the problem?
Not simple. No. It's always going to be two
Because
sets.
then it would be more than 3 terms.
So why is
Right.
it called Indiana?
Oh, we're not there yet. Keep going down.
Uh.
Not there. Still in section 5.3. All right, last two of simple.
It's not.
Well, it kind of is.
But you told us if it has a number.
A 1 in front? Yeah. But if you look back to yesterday's notes,
4 goes in a 12 and 8.
your first step in factoring is to factor out a GCF. Does this problem have a common number over the top?
Absolutely.
It does. What's the common number?
4. 4 goes into 12 and 8.
If I take the 4 out, what are you left with in this first term?
X2.
X squared plus 4 goes into 12
3 times.
3 times. Bring down your x. This is just what we did yesterday. Plus 4 goes into 8.
2.
2.
Oh, look at that.
Now I have my.
Now it's simple, because if you cover that outside number up, I don't care what that number is, what kind of factoring is that? Simple. So just ignore the 4, just cover it up, don't look at it. Let's go ahead and factor this now. So I'm going to make my 2 sets of parentheses. What letter am I working with? X. And then what two numbers multiply to 2 but give you 3? 1 and 2. And we need a positive 3, so what are their signs need to be?
Positive.
Positives.
And then you just bring down the
What?
whole.
I'm lost.
Okay, what are you not? What are you confused on?
Okay. I thought 8 was the last.
Correct, but then we took a 4 out of the whole problem, and then we rewrote it to look like this.
Oh.
So the 4 is on the outside. We're not even looking at it. We just made the problem a lot easier for us because you have to take the common number out of them first.
Okay.
So I took the 4 out, so I'm covering it up. I don't want to look at it. And this is my new problem. Don't even look at this up here. You're just looking at what's in the parentheses now. You break it down. Once you have this part, you've got to bring your GCF down.
You just leave it there.
And you leave it like that.
Okay, cool.
And this whole thing is your answer.
But he's so sad alone.
I know, he is.
And would we FOIL that?
If you wanted to check it, you would have to FOIL this and get there, and then just distribute your 4 back.
Okay, so all we did was add from yesterday, the greatest common factor.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
okay.
just putting it all together.
So it's FOIL and distribute?
Mm-hmm. Let me give you another one just so you can practice.
Miss Angel, for my notes, the 4 is the greatest common factor.
Yes.
So we use that to simplify everything. Okay.
Yes. Okay, let's try 2m squared minus 11m plus, oh, 2. I meant 22. Minus 22m
That would be the answer.
plus 20. Okay. All right, so 2m squared minus 22m plus 20. So what is your common number there?
2?
2. I'm taking a 2 out of every single term there. What would I have left if I take the 2 out of this? Just the m squared, because you're taking a 2 off. I have m squared.
Minus 22.
But how many times does 2 go into 22? 11. Plus, how many times does 2 go into 20?
10.
10. So notice, all I did was yesterday's step, taking out a GCF. Now, if you need to, cover up the 2. Don't look at it. It's gone. You're just looking at what's in the parentheses. Again, what kind of factoring is that?
Simple.
Simple, because there's a 1 in front. So I can make my 2 sets of parentheses. What letter am I dealing with? M. Ooh, okay. What two numbers multiply to 10 but can give you 11?
1 and 10. 1 and 10.
1 and 10.
I'll say 1 and 10.
1 and 10. Now, do you have to add those to get to 11?
Yes.
So they got to be the same sign. What's the sign in front of the 11?
Negative.
Negative. So both of yours are negative. So we have now factored it. But you can't forget about the little 2. He's got to come down. And he just sits outside that entitled portion.
This totally hurt my lazy eye.
So it's the only extra step. The only ones I think, let me see. The only ones I see with the GCF in 5.3, if you want to make a little note, that are like these two, is number 41, 43, and 45. 41, 43, and 45. Those are the only ones where I see you have to take a number out before you can start the problem.
And this is 5.3, right?
Mhm.
And 45 is totally different. That's a cube root, isn't it?
Well, I'll do that one with you. It's the same type. So this is from 5.3, number 45. And it says x to the third, which we haven't factored anything like that, so you know you can take something out, minus 3x squared minus 28x. Okay, so get that written down. This is the last one in the homework for this section. So what do you see in common in all those terms?
Thanks.
An x. So let's take an x out. Now I'm just taking one little x out, but here I need 3 of them. So how many more do you need? 2. Minus, bring down your 3. Again, you took out an x. Here you need 2 of them. So how many more do you need?
Just one X.
Just an x. Minus 28. And look here, your x's match, so you don't need to write any more x's. That's as many as you need to take out. Okay. So again, it's just taking out a common factor. Then cover up the x. Don't look at that outside thing. Just cover it up. That is simple factoring. So if I make my 2 sets of parentheses, I have x and x. Ooh, let's think. 2 numbers that multiply to 28 that can give you 3. 7 and 4. Good. 7 and 4. Now, do we have to add or subtract those?
Subtract.
Subtract. So the bigger number needs the number in front of that 3. So which one's going to get the negative sign?
7.
Good. So negative, meaning this one's got to be positive. They got to be different signs. So we have now factored it, but what do we have to remember to bring down?
The
X.
X.
That little x.
The G. Why can't it be J?
No, Jimmy.
Or a
Okay.